Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this morning's Alpha Media social stream. I'm Don Strecker of Alpha Media Columbus, and I want to thank all of you for joining us. This morning, we're going to be talking a little Central Community College basketball. Now, usually, the college's men's and women's basketball teams would be close to about half to two-thirds of the way through their season. But because of the current pandemic, both teams are just getting their season started this weekend. We're pleased to be joined by Raider women's head coach Billy Perkins and men's head coach John Ritzdorf. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Don. Thanks for having us.
Billy, what kind of challenges have your team had to face just to get this season started?
I think the biggest challenge is that team camaraderie, through the whole first part of the fall and stuff like that. Our teams were not able to go out and eat preseason meals, sometimes not eat at the cafeteria together. And so that's probably the biggest challenge I see with our team this year was trying to build that camaraderie with freshmen and sophomores and try to get that bond before your season starts. And also, you start practice and you think you're going to have a whole team, and then you get quarantined for exposure or something like that. And you look up and you see that there's 5 girls in the practice, and trying to get chemistry with the team and stuff and having 4 posts and 1 guard. Sometimes a little bit difficult as you try to plan and get ready for the season.
Right. What kind of challenges have you faced, John? Pretty much the same thing, or has it been a little bit different for you?
Yeah, it's been pretty similar on our end. I think, the couple things I would add is there's a new procedure and protocol for everything right now. And it took a long time to learn those things. And with that, there's just less time to focus on coaching and helping your team get better, and really the things that we're paid to do and do our job. So we've had to be a lot more efficient with our time, whether it's planning practices or within practice itself. And just because there's less time to focus on the basketball side of things. And then, for our team, I think a really big challenge is just staying disciplined and doing their part off the floor to they've had to give up a lot of things that college students, shouldn't have to normally give up, but in the name of trying to save our season. So just trying to stay disciplined and do what we need to do as far as our part to keep it going and make sure that we get as many games in as possible. So I think that's been a challenge for all of us.
Yeah, you mentioned protocol. What kind of protocols have you had to follow to get your players ready to play?
Yeah, I think, it's almost second nature to us at this point. So it's taken some time to think about what we've been doing all year long. But, there's temperature checks before we come to practice every day. Our players fill out a COVID survey, basically asking if they've had symptoms or exposures in the last 24 hours. And if they don't complete that and get their temperature checks, then they can't practice. We wear masks every time. Coaches wear masks all the time, and players wear them whenever they're not on the floor competing. So that's just a couple of things. There's been some cleaning procedures before and after practice and after team meetings and things like that. But, at this point, we've been doing it for a full semester, and our guys have done a tremendous job of handling it and adapting to what we have to do this year to play games.
Billy, what about your players adjusting to this new normal?
I think it's when you start off, it's really different. But now that we've gone, and it's second nature when we come in, even after the break, the 2-week break, they know sometimes they're coming asking us for temperature checks as well. Even though we're pretty diligent about it, it's one of those things that they're ready to get in right when they walk in the gym. They know that's what they have to do, and that's just part of of what we do. And we me and Coach, we've been diligent about making sure they wear their mask and reinforce that every time. And and what we say in the women's program is you mask up for yourself, for your teammates and for a season. And so that's what we have to do.
What about fan restrictions? I know we talked about this yesterday. What are some fan restrictions that you have for home games? And for those who can't attend, where can they watch the games when you're playing, especially at home?
Yeah, we're going in phases. We have some plans for spectators as the season goes on. And right now we're in phase 1, which is essentially if there are no spectators allowed for the month of January, which would affect only a couple of our home games. so January will be essential game personnel. So if you're a coach or a player or someone who helps run the game, you're allowed in, but no spectators. And then starting in February, if things go right and things go according to plan, then each player and coach will have a set amount of tickets for their family members. And then if that goes okay, then later in the season, there's talks of potentially allowing more of the general public in. But it's going to be a gradual process. And in the meantime, we have a live stream at cccraiders.com. You can either click on the live action link, or you can go to each of our schedules, and there's a link for the video. And it's a new system, and the clarity is good, and it's a good alternative to actually being there.
Now, how has this affected your scheduling for the year? I know you talked about this yesterday too, that your schedule is a little bit different than what it's been in previous years. How has this season affected the way that you schedule games and who you schedule games against?
Yeah, it's been different. Usually we go a lot of our Iowa games and play a lot of Division II schools. And I'll speak for the women's side. We play a lot of doubleheaders this year, and so John has done. We do have some different games, but one of the things is we're going kind of western Nebraska, some Colorado, some Wyoming teams, and so it's going to be a different look for our teams that me being here 4 years have not experienced a challenge of going that way as well. So it's going to be difficult. The travel might be a little bit more, but I think it's going to be a good experience for our team on that.
Billy, while I've got you up there on the main screen there, talk about your returning players. You were Region 9 champions a year ago, 14-14. You've got 4 returning players. Talk about a little bit about each one of them, if you would, please.
Yeah, I think the experience of being a regional champion is good for these girls coming back. The first one is, Mia Stewart. She's from Lincoln. We're transitioning her to a 4 stretch kind of 4 player, and she's done a good job on the court. It's just a matter of her continuing to grow and get better. We have Bailey Keller, which is from Columbus High. She came in from soccer with us, and has embraced the role of playing and has done a heck of a job helping bond the team and getting them to know the community of Columbus and stuff like that. And so she's been a good asset to our program. And then we have Bailey Lear, the legend Bailey Lear from SCOTUS. She's had a misfortune of having another injury, but she's one of the most efficient girls I've coached. And it's one of those things, ready to get her going for a full season. And then finally we have Alana Beller. She came in from Humphrey, Lindsay Holy Family, and she's done a good job getting better each game. She ended up being an all-tournament Region 9 player for us, and very excited about what they bring to our table this season.
John, what about your 2 returning players that you have coming back? You guys were also Region 9 champions a year ago, 20-11 on the season. Talk about the guys you have coming back.
Yeah, the good news is we are coming off a fairly successful season, but I guess the bad news is we only have 2 returning players from that team. Both of them played a big part on that team, though, and our 6th man last year was Dwight Glover. He's a 6'3" guard from Atlanta, Georgia. He averaged 9 points a game, and he was like a utility man. He rebounded well. He attacked the basket. He was a good defender. And I'm really excited to see him play this year because I think he's really expanded his game. His jump shot has been a lot better in the preseason. And, I expect him to play a big role for us offensively and defensively. And then Emar Vinson, he's a 6'8" post player from Omaha North High School. And I don't think we have the success we had last year if he didn't come on like he did in the second half of the season. So he blocks shots, he rebounds. He's a big post player for us, and I expect him to expand his game offensively as well. And we sprinkled in some new guys around him, but those 2 guys are going to be the glue for us for sure.
Well, I see we're almost out of time, John. While you're up there on the screen one more time, let us know how can we watch games that we can attend for Central Community College. Right.
So there's a couple ways you can get to it, but if you go to cccraiders.com, there is on the home screen, there's a link that says live action, and you click on that, and that should take you to the game that's currently playing. Or you can go to the men's and women's schedule on the website, and next to the game there will be a link that says video, and that should take you right there. So we'd love to have you in the gym, but in the meantime, please tune in on the live stream, and we look forward to the days when you can come back.
Well, gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Again, this has been Raider women's head basketball coach Billy Perkins, head men's coach John Ritzdorf. Again, gentlemen, thank you for joining us this morning. And thank you, everybody else, for tuning in. And until next time, this is Don Strecker from Alpha Media Columbus. Have a good day, and so long for now.
Thank you.